2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. On our sideline reporting tonight, Allie LaForce. And a look at the block shot number over the last few seasons for Jaren Jackson.
Unfortunately, his block numbers have been going down the last couple seasons. Offensive players seem to have figured out ways to get around him to limit his impact.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, we've got Jusuf Nurkic. Markkanen is out there with Jackson. Then there's Bailey. And it's George in at the 1. And for Atlanta, the small and power forwards are Reza Shea and Johnson. Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Daniel. And it's Okongwu in at the 5 down low. Well, Greg, I hope you're ready. We're going to be cranking our heads back and forth, watching these teams race up and down the floor all game long.
And this is the definition of an exciting matchup. Don't be shocked if the 24-second clock doesn't come into play. They like to keep the pace fast.
So the Utah Jazz able to put the first points up on the board.
It is so much fun watching these guys just throw it down. Jalen Johnson can do it with the best of them.
Utah moving it around. Outside Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Bailey passes to Jackson. Nurkic kicks to George. Shoots over Alexander Walker. And it's George missing. Pass to Alexander Walker. High arcing shot. Utah with the rebound. Last time they met was in Utah.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
They were forced into tons of sloppy play, and I think they'll be looking to be more composed tonight.
Reza Shea finds Alexander Walker. Inside, here's Okongwu.
How about the big guy attacking the rim? The throwdowns are loud and emphatic.
Here's George. Great numbers on a nightly basis as he averages over 24 points a game. Outside, Markkanen. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Well, nice job to capitalize right there in an instance where all you got to do is catch and shoot.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Bangs home the trifecta.
How about the big-time range of Markkanen? That wasn't toes to the three-point line. That one had some distance on it.
Johnson, the pass to Alexander Walker. That one, no good. Excellent D there from George. Markkanen dishes to Jackson. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Oh, aggressive move from Jackson. He's always willing to mix it up inside.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, the Jazz have traded away a lot of their veterans, but all-star Lauri Markkanen still remains. After a down-shooting season a year ago, perhaps he needs to build his value back up around the league before they would consider moving him.
He can heat up in a hurry, that's for sure. We appreciate the update. Thanks, Shams. Outside Daniel. Pass to Johnson. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by George. Jazz leading by 4. Here's Markkanen. Outside Jackson. Markkanen a screen on Johnson. Back to Markkanen. And it's Bailey in the corner. Shot clock at 5. For the 3. Atlanta with the rebound. Johnson, the pass to Alexander Walker. And the basket by Johnson.
Going in there, and Johnson playing big.
Outside Jackson. Okongwu against Nurkic. Pass to Markkanen. three off the mark. Hawks have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. And here's Daniels. Okongwu with the screen for Daniel. And Okongwu slams it in.
Boy, something so good about a perfectly placed lead pass. That is nice.
And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against the Heat in Miami. Pass to Markkanen. Nurkic setting the pick for Markkanen. Markkanen missing again. For Atlanta, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Johnson finds Rizier. Okongwu with a screen on George. Shot clock at 6. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
And taking a look at some stats here for Daniels. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. He's averaging 10 points a game, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
There's no doubt about that. Great anticipation, excellent peripheral vision. His talents are really shining through.
And the basket by Bailey.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to play in. To score at the rate they did on the road says a lot about their intensity and focus.
Now Daniels. No scoring in this one. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You two players.
George with the ball. Pass to Nurkic. Jackson up top. Jazz passing it around. Now here's Nurkic. He's guarded by Johnson. Jackson has the open look. Good on the triple. Jackson's got 5 points so far.
Rim protection plus three-point shooting. Triple J gives you 2 things every team needs.
Here's Alexander Walker. He had 19 points in the win against Miami.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off him.
Rizier. The shot's good on the assist by Daniel. Rizier's got his second basket.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proving to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
And he gets it to go.
And their offense already in a flow, some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
I briefly spoke with Quinn Snyder. He told me when he was watching film of their opponent, what stood out was Lauri Markkanen's efficiency. Coach said Markkanen doesn't need high usage to be effective. He gets a lot of his points off of movement, and he brings versatility to this offense. Back over to you, Kevin.
Thank you once again, Allie. Nurkic the pass to Jackson. From deep, George sinks the triple. And the Jazz lead by 7.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Johnson outside. Pass to Rizier. Okongwu with a screen on Markkanen. Drops in the tray. Rizier's got his 3rd bucket of the night. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. Outside, Markkanen. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Johnson with it. Now defended by Markkanen. Johnson surveying the floor. Rebounded by Jackson. Utah leading by 4. George passes to Bailey. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got assist number 5 here tonight.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Now here's Johnson. 29 points for him last game against the Heat in Miami. Okongwu with a screen on George. Just 5 on the clock. And the 3 off target. And it's Utah's ball. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
It's always a good thing when the defense is scrambling. Whenever there was open space on the perimeter, their shooters were able to locate it.
Pass to Rizichet. Johnson with a screen at Markkanen. Johnson right side. Back to Rizichet. Stolen by Markkanen. Here's Bailey. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And then Johnson with the dunk.
How about that athleticism from Jalen Johnson?
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Porzingis is checked in for the Hawks. McCollum comes in for Dyson Daniels. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Jock Landale's checked in for Jusuf Nurkic. Filipowski comes in for Jackson. Williams, he's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. And it's Collier in for Bailey. Here's George. He has 5. Pass to Landale. Now here is George. To the paint. Wants to get it to Landale and does.
Boy, that was quick. Already out to a double-digit lead.
Wow, they've come out strong. Control the pace, assert their will. Nice.
The Hawks trail by 11. Now here's McCollum. Against Miami, he was really on his game. Here's Porzingis. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on Filipowski.
Guys, how about that body control from Porzingis? You think it's easy at 7'3" to gut your way through that kind of contact? That's nice.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Gaze checked in, and Corey Kispert subbed in for Jalen Johnson. Now that we have over half of this season completed, Greg, what are you most interested in seeing moving forward?
I'm looking at which teams are going to make that playoff push, right? And which teams are content with slipping into the lottery. A lot will be determined over the next few weeks. And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
In GA, the Hawks going young, trying to build a sustainable model for success.
Yeah, most of their starters not yet scratching their prime, so there's going to be some growing pains, but they're showing plenty of promise.
And Landale drops both of them. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now. And it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent. It's also about timing.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Here's McCollum. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. Pass to Kennard for 3. Landale grabs the miss. And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. A 12-point game.
Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
1:04 left to play in the first. Here's the screen. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. Second chance shot, and Porzingis with the lay-in. Porzingis has got his second basket of the night.
Well, you want Kristaps Porzingis to insert himself off the rebounding aspect. Go to the offensive board and cash in.
Now, here's George. 5 points in the game. Porzingis with the block. Pass to McCollum. Three-pointer. Landale grabs the miss. Utah leading by 12. With the drive. Here's Collier. Kennard covering. Nobody near George. Hits the jumper in space. George has got 7 points in the game.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. It's the Jazz as they end the first quarter with a tremendous 17-7 run. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a very convincing performance from the Jazz so far.
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
So with Johnson sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. They've got Kispert. Luke Kennard out there with McCollum. And there's Porzingis. And Gay is in at the 4. Shot clock at 3. The shot by George, no good.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
McCollum against George. And the basket by McCollum.
Oh, nice bucket. This guy's so mindful about the way he attacks.
McCollum against George. Jazz passing it around. Beyond the arc. Gay with the rebound. The Hawks trail by 12. Kennard finds Porzingis. Back to Kennard. And here's McCollum for 3. Utah has gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. The shot by Filipowski, no good. Atlanta has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Porzingis sets the pick for McCollum. Pass to Porzingis. Here's Kispert. Here's Gay. Kennard for 3. Nothing that time. He's 0 for 2.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Filipowski passes to Collier. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Pass to Gay. There's the triple. Utah with the rebound. George passes to Filipowski. Gay with the rebound.
Just tremendous defensive determination right there. Refuses to allow the easy 2.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks, guys. A big win here or there can really sustain a rebuilding team, and Utah coach Will Hardy said the results matter in order to keep belief in your process, seeing the work pay off. The building of a team doesn't happen in one day. The players are staying with it, and they deserve all of the credit for that. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. Landale pass to Filipowski. His first shot coming late. Williams can't get it to go.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Throws up, and Williams throws it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Both teams will make substitutions. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Outside Daniel. Johnson outside. Zingas high post. Kicks it out to Johnson. Here's Daniels. The rebound by the Jazz. Outside, George. Pass to Mikhailuk. And here is Markkanen. Guarded by Rizache. Jackson setting the pick here for Markkanen. Drills the three-pointer. Markkanen's got 11 points.
Whatever the range is, Lauri Markkanen has it. He is such a sweet shooter.
And here is Johnson. Porzingis with a screen on Markkanen. Right side Porzingis over Jackson. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Jazz leading by 17. Doris, you mentioned that you value the way Porzingis is able to neutralize shot blockers.
There is value to a big who can step away into the three-point line and stretch your defense to a place you are uncomfortable with. And then on the other end of the floor, this guy provides elite rim protection and rebounding. You have to respect the two-way ability of Kristaps Porzingis.
And a moment to check out now what Utah has coming up. On Saturday, they'll be matching up with Paolo Banchero and the Orlando Magic. And then on Monday, they'll be playing against Tyler Hero and the Miami Heat.
And that game against Sacramento, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
And the Hawks making a change here. Okongwu's checked in. Jackson a screen on Daniels. Pass to Collier. Another miss by Utah.
I'm not sure he expected to be that wide open and yet somehow comes away empty.
The three from Johnson. Atlanta again missing.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
George looking around. Goes up at the stripe. Rebound Atlanta. Okongwu's now got his fourth rebound in this one. Now Rizache. He's got 8. Kicks it out to Johnson. McCollum finds Johnson. Nailed from three-point land. 9 points for Johnson.
And what a shot right there by Johnson, wasting no time in letting that one go.
Utah leading by 14. Outside, George. Launches a 3. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got his 5th rebound in this one.
Boy, they've managed without him to a degree, which bodes well for them overall.
And the rebound by Jaren Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And here we go. And Okongwu slams it in.
And there's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set, and you can get some easy baskets here.
Pass to Bailey. And here's Jackson. He has 5. Markkanen a screen on Daniel. Collier, that's good.
A solid distributor. I think Jackson is gifted at reading defenses and then being able to spot the open teammate.
The Hawks working the ball around. Now Johnson. Pass to McCollum from outside the arc. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson. McCollum's got 7 points for the quarter.
You love it when a guy can put a slow start behind him and begin to ramp it up.
Markkanen against Johnson. Now Bailey. Outside, George. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
This guy just simply can't find his rhythm, and sometimes that happens.
Pass to Daniels. McCollum kicks to Daniels. Stolen by Jackson. Here's Bailey. He's guarded by McCollum. Bailey passes to Collier. Now here's Jackson. Outside for George. Knocks down the three ball. George has got 10 points.
Nice feed by the big man, Jackson Jr. I love his selfless attitude.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. Down by 15. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. JJJ finds McCollum. Good for another basket for him. Number 4 today. He's 4 of 8.
Feels like he has played a little more under control here in the second.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Atlanta. And Utah also making a switch. Jusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Keontae George. Jazz leading by 13. Here's Collier. He has 7. Here's Nurkic. The Jazz again can't hit it. The Hawks have gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. Even after pivoting towards their youth, GA the Hawks last season had an improved record.
Yeah, they traded away a bunch of rotation veterans, but the young fellas showed they were ready to step in, and this group didn't miss a beat.
Here's Collier. A 17-point game for him in the win against Indiana.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
Here's the lob to the hoop, and that's going to be a treble. And let's check out a breakdown looking at some of the stats for Keontae George.
He hasn't been as sharp in the past 10 games as we're used to. It shows in his passing, the assist numbers down. Even the simple passes look tough for him right now. Maybe tonight he can get back on his game.
Williams, he's checked in for the Jazz. Nurkic setting the pick for Markkanen. Pass to Nurkic. Lets it go from deep. Rebound, Atlanta. Johnson, a wide open look. Off target from outside. Jazz leading by 11. Outside for Jackson. Off target from three-point range. Hawks have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Johnson, the pass to Alexander Walker. Here's JJJ. He's guarded by Markkanen. Pocket 2 goes up to the stripe. And it's JJJ missing. It's been a nice stretch for them offensively.
I mean, the communication's great. The movement's been really good. This is solid team basketball.
Pass to Nurkic. Outside for Jackson. Drills it from outside. Jackson's got 8 points.
Oh, quick thinking from Jackson. When he's rising and firing fast, you know he's in the zone. They are just killing him on the interior.
Here's Bailey. 7 points in the game. Outside Williams. Pass to Nurkic. Back to Williams. 5 on the clock. Now Markkanen fires from deep. They get the rebound. Here's Rizashay. He's guarded by Markkanen. We've got 13 seconds left now here in the second. Rizashay with it. He's looking for Okongwu and finds him.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. And so it's Utah going into the break with a 10-point lead. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. Well, we've got a moment now. Let's go courtside to Allie LaForce. Allie.
Coach Quinn Snyder with us now. And, Coach, a bit of a lull for this team scoring the ball. Why?
It had nothing to do with anything other than us being aggressive. We're like walking the ball up the court. Whoever's got it, we've got to attack.
At least effort is something you can control. Thank you, Coach.
Hey, Allie, thank you so much for that interview. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with you for the second half of the game right after this.
And hello, everybody. What an amazing first half performance it's been for the Utah Jazz.
One thing that stands out is the care factor. They're protecting the ball like it's a newborn. I love you, little baby.
Ah, nicely put, big fella. Suddenly, I see you running a daddy daycare. Changing things up just a bit, let's catch a glimpse of the Western Conference standings at the moment.
You look at the Jazz, they haven't looked intimidating thus far. The hunger to improve just isn't there. That worries you. I'm starting to feel that this team needs a culture change.
That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more Hoops action.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. It's been one outstanding game from Onyeka Okongwu.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
Getting underway here in the second half, here's Will Hardy's 5. George out there with Bailey. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. Then there's Jaren Jackson. And it's Nurkic in at the center, filling out the middle. Jazz leading by 7. Outside, George. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the floor.
Yeah, Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof.
And Doris, I heard a famous coach talking about, quote, the human nature things that a team has to beat before they even get on the court. Can you talk about that?
Oh, Kevin, it's such a great point. So, for instance, is the team in it collectively? Do they care who's getting the shots, the rebounds, and the attention from the media? Or are they about the team and collective success? Human nature is a part of this. Listen, this guy's doing his part. It's what we know he's about, but they have got to get some productivity from some other guys on this roster.
Jackson kicks to George. No good on the 3. The Hawks trail by 8. Down low, Andy. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And since arriving in the NBA, sharing the ball is something Johnson has worked at.
And so George will bring it up for Utah. Outside, Markkanen. Nice ball movement by Utah. And the basket by Bailey.
Boy, this guy making the most of his chances here, really giving his team a lift.
Back to Alexander Walker. Here's Okongwu. Shea, 13 points in the game. Johnson kicks to Daniels. Here's Shea. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Nurkic, a screen on Daniels. Pass to Nurkic. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And now an 11-point Utah lead.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 of 4 to start.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Now Shea. Johnson sets the screen for Shea. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Top of the key, Bailey. Over Daniels. Rebound by the Hawks. Okongwu's now got 9 rebounds now tonight. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And Johnson's a tough matchup for anyone. Size, mobility, skill. He's got it all.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And at 78%, he's been a consistent shooter at the line for them all season long.
He misses the free throw. Well, we know the Jazz have been up front. Before you can rebuild, Doris, you got to tear down. And that's what they've done.
And Kevin, that requires extraordinary patience. You have to be willing to trade away veterans who can contribute to winning, and you have to be willing to prolong the process in order to get max returns. But be under no illusions. Losing is hard on everyone.
And what I love about Jalen Johnson, just how versatile he is. And the scary part, this guy is still improving. He's got another level to get to.
Outside, George, clock at 4, hands it from downtown. George has got 13 points.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, "When someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, 'That's the Dirk.' Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri." Back to you guys.
Ooh, that's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Here's Okongwu. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And that one misses.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Markkanen passes to Jackson. The three from George. Rebounded by the Hawks. Okongwu's now got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Johnson finds Alexander Walker. Here's Okongwu. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Nurkic. To the inside. It's stolen by Johnson. And now Daniels pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Nurkic the pass to Bailey. Spins. Nurkic can't hit. The Hawks trail by 9. Pass to Alexander Walker. Now, Reza Shea. Good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time. Johnson's got 4 assists now tonight.
A catch-and-shoot specialist. Reza Shea thrives in that role.
Now, here is George. Defended by Alexander Walker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The 3 from George. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And Okongwu slams it in.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Pass to Bailey. Jackson looking it over. Trying to end the drought, and finished off by Bailey.
That's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right, and wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness, the D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Johnson with a screen on George, and the slam dunk by Johnson.
Might be undersized for a 4, but that vertical more than makes up for it.
Now, here is George. 13 points in the game. Pass to Bailey. On the wing, Jackson. And it's Bailey at the elbow. 5 to shoot. Now Jackson, who's guarded by Johnson. Markkanen, good.
Well, this has always been Lauri Markkanen's calling card, right? A 7-footer who can space the floor with that 3-point shooting ability.
The Hawks trail by 7. Outside Daniel. Back to Alexander Walker. There's the 3. And it's Reza Shea missing. And Markkanen throws it down.
Now, this shows you how dynamic Lauri Markkanen is as a scorer. If he feels good, boy, the numbers come in a hurry.
Atlanta's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Reza Shea with it. Markkanen on him. 6 to shoot. Kicks it out to Johnson from past the arc. He misses that time, but only 5 misses in his 11 shots from the field as he's 6 of 11. And Markkanen gets it to go on the assist by George. George has got 9 assists now tonight. Alexander Walker passes to Daniels. The Hawks again can't hit.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
To the middle, Markkanen finds Nurkic, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And it's 8 points for Nurkic.
Well, everyone knows foul line and down is where Jusuf Nurkic does his best work.
The Hawks trail by 14. Outside Daniel. Back to Alexander Walker. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. And that one's good. Reza Shea.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
George passes to Nurkic. Inside, here's Jackson. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Jackson's got 10 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Pass to Reza Shea. From outside, off the mark. Utah leading by 13. Here's Bailey. Back to George. The shot by Markkanen, nobody around. Trains it from beyond the arc. Markkanen's got 11 points in the quarter.
3 triples in the first half, 3 in the second. Boy, do they add up.
Here's Alexander Walker. And here is Okongwu. 16 points for him. Just 4 to shoot. Daniels finds Okongwu.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how brilliant throwdown. And that great replay brought to us by the AT&T Connected Cam. So we're talking about Dyson Daniels here, Greg. Just how incredible a defender is this kid?
I mean, last season he came in second in terms of voting for Defensive Player of the Year, led the league in steals, and this young man's just getting started. Figures to be a problem for a long time.
To the paint, here's Okongwu.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 17 points was their biggest margin. And the basket by Jackson. 12 points for him.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
After Rizichet, the high post shot buries the jump shot. Rizichet's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Boy, this guy's been a monster this quarter. His team has needed it.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Zinkas, he's checked in for Okongwu. Kispert comes in for Rizichet. Kennard, he's checked in for Daniel. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Jock Landale's checked in for Nurkic. Filipowski comes in for Jaren Jackson. Williams, he's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. And it's Collier in for Bailey. The Hawks trail by 16. Here's Kennard. Scoreless thus far. McCollum outside. Trying to find Johnson. He's got it now. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. So it's the Jazz now. 1:06 left in the third. To the inside. Here's Landale. Lays it up off the glass. Landale's got 6.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
59 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. McCollum with the ball. 9 points in the game so far. That's to Porzingis. And here's Kennard. 4 on the clock. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. A three-pointer, no good. Jazz leading by 16. Outside, George. Back to Filipowski. There's a good screen. Williams can't hit.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
That's to Porzingis. Misses from close range. Lauri Markkanen getting it done for Utah. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Utah shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. The post pairing, Johnson along with Porzingis. C.J. McCollum out there with Kennard. And it's Kispert in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Williams' shot is off.
Boy, another miss, but you have to say to his teammates, great job. They have picked him up all evening long.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Johnson kicks to McCollum. "16 feet away. The rebound by Collier. Jazz leading by 16. Down low, Landale up and in on the layup.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Pass to McCollum. Going inside. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Nice play by McCollum. So crafty with the ball in his hands.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for Utah.
Their accuracy in this one has just been on another level. I mean, the three ball keeps falling, and the defense just hasn't been able to run them off the line.
I think another thing that's striking here tonight, the ball movement is incredible. Again and again, they're making smart passes to ready shooters.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Here's Collier. They set the pick. Pass to Landale. And he bangs it home with one hand.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
Here's McCollum. Porzingis sets the pick for McCollum. To the middle. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Here's Collier. To the inside. And he jams it with authority.
The lead pass is on the money. Make it so easy for your teammate.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Cody Williams.
Your classic combo guard. C.J. McCollum can play off the ball as a shooting guard, but also can run the point at times. A valuable piece for this team.
And the first one drops. Atlanta making a switch here. Okongwu's checked in. Markkanen, he's checked in for Utah. He's off on the second.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Here's Williams, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
And he makes the first. And the Jazz making a change here. Landale's checked in. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Kennard, the pass to Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Easy money for Kristaps Porzingis. That's 7-3 we're talking about.
Jazz leading by 17. Here's Collier. Outside, Markkanen. Pass to Collier. Clock at 6. Tries again. Utah needs to get off a shot here. The Jazz with another miss.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
A pure score. McCollum can hurt you from just about anywhere on the floor, drawing contact down low there.
2 shots.
Free throw good. McCollum. Jaren Jackson. He's checked in for the Jazz. Mikhailuk comes in for Williams. And so McCollum nails both of them. Jazz leading by 15. Pass to Jackson. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got 13 rebounds in the game. Seeded. And finished off by Kristaps Porzingis.
Don't sleep on his athleticism now. Porzingis plays well above the rim.
Utah has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Outside Jackson shoots the three. Rebound by the Hawks.
This guy hit a couple of threes in the first half, but since then it's been a little bit of a struggle.
Cullen passes to Porzingis. Kicks it out to Johnson. Fires the three. And it's Utah with the rebound. Markkanen's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Well, he went into the locker room with 1 3 to his credit, and he's still looking here for number 2.
Shoots off the left rim and out. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Hawks. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. George against McCollum. Baseline jumper. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson. Jazz leading by 13. Pass to Collier. Outside, Markkanen. Mikhailuk passes to Markkanen. Good on the three-point shot. Markkanen's got 14 points now in the second half.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And McCollum with the slam.
And how about the vertical McCollum has? He may have even surprised himself there.
Utah has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. The Hawks have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Pass to Kennard. Now here's Porzingis. And he banks in the layup. 11 points for Porzingis.
That's what you call using your size in the painted area. Kristaps Porzingis, easy work right there.
The Jazz shooting has been terrific. 54% on the game. Here's Mikhailuk. Markkanen from outside. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Tipped away. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it so close.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Zachary Rieseshays checked in for Porzingis. Tyson Daniels comes in for Luke Kennard. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for McCollum. Pass to Rieseshays. On the wing, Daniels. Shot clock at 6. The rebound by the Jazz. Jackson's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. It's deflected and taken away by Johnson. Now, Alexander Walker. Inside, here's Rieseshays. Uses the glass to finish the layup. That's 23 points for Rieseshays. Utah leading by 10. And Will Hardy is called timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Will Hardy was going over with his team. He said, this is who we are. This is the pace. Don't let up. He said it doesn't matter if they go on a run. What matters is how we respond. They plan to respond with a fury, guys.
We appreciate it, Allie. Thank you. Jackson in the corner. Outside, Markkanen. Nice ball movement by Utah. The Trae. Rebound by the Hawks.
At some point, do you start to think about getting others involved? It has been a struggle.
And that one's good. Daniels.
And you can feel the excitement in the building. Both of these teams pouring it on.
There's been a bit of a flurry here late, and this game may come down to which side gets a stop or two.
Well, after knocking down a couple in the first half, that's his first triple here in the second.
The Hawks trail by 11. Daniels passes to Alexander Walker. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his group.
Nurkic the pass to Bailey. Jackson in the corner. Pass to Bailey. Three-pointer, Markkanen. That one doesn't go.
He needs to drive to the rim. The shot just not going.
Now, Alexander Walker. And the three ball is good. Alexander Walker's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, you allow a shooter of his caliber to get that good a look and good night.
For the finish, a huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
It's still close, though. These teams have been neck and neck. Let's see the response here.
It's in there.
What a play from Lauri Markkanen. It doesn't let the foul affect them at all.
Shooting for Utah, Lauri Markkanen. That's allowed for one.
What's up?
The Hawks trail by 7. JJJ with it. Here's Okongwu. Throws it down. What an assist!
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
They are getting after it hard. It has become a real battle out there.
And for the Jazz, their shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Markkanen outside. Rebounded by the Jazz.
Jusuf Nurkic goes about 7 foot, 300 pounds. If you don't check him out, he's going to make you pay.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's JJJ. He is guarded by Markkanen. Johnson fires a three-pointer. Good.
And whatever this team needs, Johnson is willing and able to provide.
Jazz leading by 4. Markkanen outside. Jackson setting the pick here for Markkanen. And did the three. Atlanta's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Here's Okongwu. Here's JJJ. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Daniels. And he jams it in.
I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
Markkanen. The putback. Oh, sticks the putback.
And the swag Nurkic plays with, it's infectious. He doesn't back down from taking a big shot. Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And that one falls for Okongwu.
This guy embraces coming up big for his team.
And 1:01 left in the fourth. On the wing, Markkanen. Guarded by Risache. Okongwu pulls it down.
And maybe, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
And out of bounds as Utah gains possession.
Wow, what a time for a turnover. Shows you just how key one play can be.
So it's the Jazz now. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Jackson outside. George! Off target from outside. And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Guys, what's your take on how they maximize their opportunities now?
This is where great coaching can pay dividends.
Well, this is a chance to take the lead, so you've got to draw up a play to make it happen.
And they're in position to take the lead.
And how big would a bucket be at this stage of the game?
Johnson with a screen on Markkanen. Here's Johnson. Now Okongwu. They could win it. The long shot, no good. And so it's Utah who scraped by with the win. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
Let's now hear from Allie LaForce, who is courtside with our player of the game.
Lauri, an impressive win tonight. What do victories like this tell you about where this team is headed?
It gives us confidence. We showed that if we play well and we play defense now with stretch, we can beat. And we've shown that we can compete with anybody. We just got to do it for a full game.
Confidence is key down the stretch. Thanks, Lauri.
As always, Allie, we appreciate it. And that about wraps it up for